Hey guys, we're back. They should be coming back momentarily. They've been pretty much running on time. So let's see. Girl, we're here right now. Jackson Tabasco gifted a friend. Thank you very much. Let's see who's here. Okay, guys. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Um Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Jackson Tabasco, thank you so much for gifting a friend. Thank you for gifting a friend. Okay, let's see. Let me get to my monitor and let's see where we are. And if you threw a party, blessed lady, you got a membership and buttons all day. Guess what? Y'all got gifted. Okay, period. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. We are into it already. The gifting has begun. Okay, we're waiting. We're waiting for the judge who has the oh so tough decision. I could not be the judge. I don't envy that task one little bit because I can only imagine how heavy that weight must feel. But the law is the law, and I feel that the judge, in a way the job is hard, but in the way, if they follow to the letter of the law and the spirit of which it was written, I'm sure that the decision comes, comes on a solid foundation of what is weighted for the crime, right? Anyway, okay, so we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Doesn't it feel like Friday? Y'all, it's Tuesday. Look, we're seeing some camera movement. They could be coming back. This might be quick, guys, cuz this definitely has dragged on all day, okay? Ain't no lies. This was all day long, okay? It's coming back, so I hear somebody messing with the mic. Such an exciting YouTube day. Hey, girl, let me pin my live with Nesto. You guys, if you missed the Nesto live during lunchtime, you missed a very important update. So I'm going to pin that to the top. Make sure you go check that out. Um, I was also listening to the video from yesterday when he said she made an extra 5 off of me. I was like, you need to stop it, sir. Can you please stop? Can you please? All right, let me. If you're on Facebook, welcome. I see Facebook is already thumbs upping. If you have not thumbs up the live, go ahead and do so. Absolutely. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome back. Um, we are waiting for the court. We are in real time. It's sitting on the wonderful seal of the state of the beautiful state of Florida. Okay. So we're just waiting. And let me pin that up top. If you missed the live, like the lunchtime bougie getting your lunches ready live, I've pinned that up top. Okay. Okay, guys. Let me go handle some business. 504. What's going on? This is exhausting. Well, and you heard the judge in the last session say procedurally they do this, they do that, then they do something else. So after those final arguments and giving everyone an opportunity, procedurally they are to take a break. So he's just following, it's so important that they follow these instructions to the T, because if they don't, baby, everybody's looking for a loophole. Okay. There's oh, Wade gone. Hold on. Okay, I'm on the let me go check another live stream page and make sure. It's like any moment now. My goodness. They probably had to give him his afternoon medication. So you're talking about Bob Trellis? Yeah, I've been watching that. They man, Thursday and Friday, it was like, Bob, seriously? They done the prosecutor packed him up and ate him for lunch and then came back and ate him for lunch again. Like that was pretty brutal. I was like, "Ooh, it's so embarrassing to get caught in a lie. I can't even imagine. I have been to 5 channels. Everybody is waiting. They haven't started yet. Supposed to start at 4 p.m." Yeah. I suspect it's a death penalty. They're probably I don't know what they do. You know what I mean? I don't know what they do, but if he immediately gets remanded out, like the marshals are there to come pick him up because he does have pending cases. We've talked about this. I saw a lot of talk about it this week on the YouTube streets, but we've talked about this before. He does have an active drug trafficking case, and they still haven't completed his escape when he and another inmate tried to escape from the Lee County Jail. Also, he's a witness in a murder for hire plot that took place in the Lee County Jail. We've talked about all of that. So he still has business in Lee County, but it doesn't mean that they won't be taking his behind straight to wherever they go in Florida for prison. Okay. You guys know better than I do. If you're in Florida, where they go, where do the where's the state pen in Florida? But yeah, Bob Trellis. I was watching a 48 hours episode regarding Bob in Las Vegas, and these ladies were beside themselves because I guess they're the ones that notified um the gentleman, Yerman. It looks like German, but it's Yerman. Um, about what was going on in their office. And that's how he got on the case. And I guess they feel like a tremendous amount of guilt that he was killed covering the story. But um, people don't like the curtain pulled back on their foolishness. People are pulling fire alarms to delay the case. Is that what you're saying in the building? I can see him getting one of the women to help him escape again after the sentence. He has nothing to lose at this point. No. He's already tried to escape once. Um he's overdosed. He's been involved in trafficking. He has been in a murder for hire plot. I mean, the man has been busy. He hasn't just been there for 5 years being a model citizen at the Lee County Jail. He has been in the shits. Okay. On top of creating himself a tremendous amount of community support and people who are capping for him left and right and also collecting coin in his name. Okay. A mess. If you did not know, these crimes happened in 2019. Wade Wilson, he was convicted last month of the murders of two women in the Cape Coral area. Is it Kristen Melton and Diane Ruiz? If I got Kristen's last name wrong, my apologies. But Kristen or Christine Melton and Diana Ruiz. And the jury recommended the death penalty. And today we had an opportunity to witness the death penalty phase where they have, was it a Stanley hearing? And they go back and forth and both sides have an opportunity. Oh, really? Okay. Thank you. Live from the comments. I love your braids. Yes, it is reported that on Court TV live stream that fire alarms have been pulled. There is some criminal mischief in the mist. The Wade lovers, Wade supporters are in the mist, creating chaos and mayhem in the building, and they might just have to clear the courtrooms. They might just have to clear the building. So if they pulled a fire alarm, guess what? You got to clear the building. You got to put it on a lockdown. Then you got to get the fire department to walk through. It's like school. It's like damn. It's ridiculous. It's redamn ridiculous. Let's see. It's the Wade supporters, I'm sure. Oh, Okay, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Let me switch to this screen. So it's saying on Court TV, as told to us by one of our sister friends in the chat, that says delay, fire alarm has gone off in the courthouse. Let me tell you something. If there is somebody you say he's probably trying to escape, girl, let me tell you something. If whoever did that, is it really worth going to jail in Lee County? That's what I want to know. Is it worth some criminal mischief and maybe trying, they tie you into trying to delay a legal process? Is it worth them trying to connect you to the weirdos on TikTok that are raising money? If this were Atlanta, girl, they going to try and find a RICO on you. If you are in that courthouse playing around trying to delay justice, baby, you better watch out. Like, ain't nobody coming to help you. They can't come help you. And they have cameras. That's stupid. It's Virgo season. What are you doing? There is no price that you can put on not being free. Girl, free. Free. Somebody gonna be going to jail, right, with Wade. Ask they probably want to go and meet Wade. Ask someone from January 6th. Okay, go play with the people and delay. And delay was supposed to delay the order of things and see what happens. Miss Green just said stupid. Okay, just stupid. Period. All right. Thank you to our sister friend in the chat who bought us the update. Court TV has it running on the bottom of their screen, so we got it running on the bottom of ours too now. Let's go back over here. Okay, let's go here where they don't have it running at the bottom of the screen. Just ignorant. Let me tell you, it better not be some Wade supporters. They better have some sort of uh waste paper basket situation going on. Okay. This is the same. Is this? Oh, this is Lee County. Okay. Girl, I was about to say, is this Orange County? Girl, baby. Yeah, we just showed it, boo boo. There you go. There you go. Look, now it's scrolling here. Girl, fire alarm has gone off at the courthouse. Okay. Okay. You think it was the girlfriend? India. The sister wives. It's the people from the I Love Wade fan club. It's the people who raised $100,000. Have they got to $100,000 yet? They gonna need that $100,000 to get the fools out of jail who went ahead and pulled the fire alarm. Baby. Mm. Well, well, well. I know, right? It's like, come on, can we get on with our day, please? This has been all day long. All right, what else do we need to talk about? Let me check the dockets. While we're on hold, let's check the dockets for anything else. Let me go to DeKalb County. Oh, excuse me, DeKalb, DeKalb, DeKalb. Let me go to DeKalb. Let me go to DeKalb and see if there's anything else going on that I need to know about. Let's see if the dockets, if there's anything else on the docket. I'm actually waiting for a report. I wonder if it came through yet. How women does Wade have? I mean, girl, I don't know. He had like damn 3,000 people trying to get at him on the kiosk. So, girl, we have no clue. Uh I need to put this on my calendar. Okay, we're still not back yet. Nine, 6. Can you guys hear me typing? Okay, that's one thing. Okay. All right, we're still holding on the screen. Court TV, lawn crime. It's gonna take a minute. If they just did it, you know it's gonna take a minute. They got to clear the damn building. They got to send the damn firefighters in. Then they have to secure the inmates. They got people. You can't. What do you do with the inmates? You can't leave them in the building if there was actually a fire. So it's like that's really some chaos right there. I believe that should be a felony, messing around in a federal building or state. It's not, maybe it's not a federal building, but messing around in a state building, that really should be a felony. Let me see. Pulling fire alarm in state building, Florida. Let's see. In Florida, pulling a fire alarm without a reasonable cause is a first-degree misdemeanor, which can result in a maximum penalty of 1 year in jail and permanent criminal conviction. A second or subsequent conviction is a third-degree felony, which can result in up to 5 years in jail. Other actions can be considered tampering with a fire alarm system in Florida include um, damaging and tampering with the city's fire alarm system, using a warning device similar to those used in fire departments, falsely or fraudulently turning in a fire alarm. So you can go 1 to 5 years depending the levels. Are you about that false reporting life? And this is not your first time? Or send Shay Alexander an email and see how she's doing. What's going on with Shay Alexander? Is she okay? What happened? Is Shay okay? Uh-oh, they're back, y'all. They back. They back. They back. They back.
Let the record reflect that State's President, Defense Counsel, and the defendant are all present. We're here for sentencing. Was there anything else that the court needed to address prior to sentencing?
No.
All right. So I have considered all of the testimony and evidence, arguments of counsel, applicable case law, and statutes. I have prepared a written sentencing order, which I'll file contemporaneously with the pronouncement of the sentence here today. I also have copies for the state and defense, which I'll hand out once I conclude. So in the state of Florida versus Wade Stephen Wilson, case number 19 CF 568, the court will read aloud the portion of the sentencing order related to the sentencing circumstances and proportionality. In evaluating the aggravating and mitigating factors, the court does not engage in a mere counting procedure, but instead makes a reasoned judgment based on the totality of the circumstances. In reaching this decision, the court is mindful that because death is a unique punishment in its finality, its application is reserved only for those cases where the most aggravating and least mitigating circumstances exist. The law never requires the imposition of a death sentence. In this case, the totality of the circumstances indicates the defendant, with premeditation, beat and strangled Christine Melton in her home before stealing her vehicle and driving to meet his girlfriend, Melissa Montanez. After Montanez refused to get into the car with him, the defendant battered her in broad daylight. The defendant told law enforcement, when Ms. Montanez managed to flee from the defendant, he fled the scene and drove back to Cape Coral, where he decided that he would murder another person. He saw Diane Ruiz walking to work and pulled over, pretending to ask for directions. She got into the car to provide directions, but the defendant strangled her when she tried to exit. He then drove to an empty lot, strangling her into unconsciousness at least one additional time on the way there. When she tried to flee from the car, he drove over her at least one time, inflicting mortal injuries to her spine, ribs, and neck. The evidence showed that both murders were heinous, atrocious, and cruel, and that the second murder was cold, calculated, and premeditated. The defendant inflicted serious physical and emotional pain to the victims. Moreover, the defendant committed the murders while on probation for prior felony convictions, and he committed 2 first-degree murders contemporaneously with each other and with grand theft of motor vehicle, battery, and burglary of a dwelling. There were no statutory mitigating circumstances that were established, but the court considered the non-statutory mitigating circumstances presented by the defendant. Out of 13 enumerated non-statutory mitigating factors, the court found that 10 had been established. Out of those established, 6 were given little weight. The totality of the mitigating circumstances indicates that the defendant suffers from drug use from a young age, along with undiagnosed and untreated mental health issues of some kind. He felt abandoned by his biological parents, but had a devoted adoptive family who raised him in a supportive and loving environment. Defendant did not resist law enforcement when arrested and confessed fully to both murders. The court has further considered giving great weight to the advisory verdict of the jury, who recommended that the death penalty be imposed by a vote of 9-3 on count 1 for the murder of Christine Melton and a vote of 10-2 on count 4 for the murder of Diane Ruiz. The court recognizes that there is no mathematical formula for considering the aggravating and mitigating factors. It is not enough to weigh the number of aggravators against the number of mitigators. The court carefully considered the nature and quality of each aggravator and mitigator. Having reviewed all of the aggravating factors proven beyond a reasonable doubt and all of the mitigating circumstances reasonably established by the evidence, the court finds that the aggravating factors greatly outweigh mitigating circumstances. Given the facts of the case, nothing in defendant's background or mental state would suggest that a death sentence is inappropriate. This court's review of other reported capital cases has led the court to conclude that the death penalty is not disproportionate in this case. Under the totality of the circumstances and evidence, the court finds no basis to override the jury's verdict. The totality of the circumstances warrants that the defendant, Wade Stephen Wilson, be sentenced to death for each count of first-degree murder. Accordingly, it is ordered and adjudged that the defendant, Wade Stephen Wilson, be sentenced as follows. Count 1, first-degree murder of Christine Melton. The defendant is hereby sentenced to death. Count 2, grand theft of a motor vehicle. The defendant is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment in the Florida Department of Corrections. Count 3, battery. The defendant is hereby sentenced to 364 days in the Lee County Jail. Count 4, first-degree murder of Diane Ruiz. The defendant is hereby sentenced to death. Count 5, the burglary of a dwelling. The defendant is hereby sentenced to 15 years imprisonment in the Florida Department of Corrections. Count 6, petty theft. The defendant is hereby sentenced to 364 days in the Lee County Jail. The defendant is given credit for all time served on this case on all counts. All counts are to run concurrent with each other, meaning at the same time. All statutorily mandated fines, fees, and costs as announced on the record are imposed, and the defendant is committed to the custody of the Department of Corrections for execution of this sentence as provided by law. The defendant is hereby notified that these convictions and sentences are subject to automatic review by the Florida Supreme Court. If he cannot afford an attorney to represent him in any appeal, the court will appoint one for him. Are there any other matters to present to the court?
Briefly, Judge, the state would be seeking $17,500 cost of prosecution.
I'm sorry, how much?
$17,500, Judge.
All right. Any objection?
No, sir.
All right. That will be imposed then. Any other terms or conditions?
Absolutely, Judge. We just want to make sure that Mr. Wilson has absolutely no contact with the victim's family.
There'll be no contact ordered with any of the victim's family members and anything else.
Thank you.
All right.
Judge, I understand he has other cases pending here elsewhere. Mr. Wilson has the court within whatever authority you have to get him to death row as soon as possible.
Okay. Well, in relation to those other cases, I know we have cases pending here in the circuit. Today is not the day to handle those. I would maybe put those, I could do it as early as September 16th. I believe that's Monday morning.
That's Malcolm's case. Yes, Your Honor. Malcolm Dowling from Mr. Wade Wilson. September 16th would be fine.
Okay. Well, I think it'd be more appropriate to handle that at a different time. So let's do that September 16th then at 9 a.m. for the other cases, which are case numbers
20 CF 16591 and 23 CF 15499.
Okay. And we have court on 16th, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, if I may, he also has a VOP warrant out of Broward County, Palm Beach County. I'm going to get in touch with the authorities over there, but if need be, we'll ask the court to ROR him on that VOP warrant so he can be taken up to.
Well, it's not a motion in front of me today, but if you certainly able to file whatever you want to file, and
Yes,
I'll consider it.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
Not from the state judge.
All right, sir. Then, Mr. Wilson, you will be fingerprinted and remanded to the sheriff's department. It'll be held without bond and for transport to the Department of Corrections when it's appropriate. If nothing else, then we're adjourned. And I'll give you your copies. Original. Mr. Shirley or Mr. Hollander? Well, one for the state, one for the defense. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This is how these things end. He was on did you hear all the business they still have to take care of? You got this, you got that. He got an open warrant here, he got an open warrant there. All of the shenanigans of the day, of that 24-hour, 48-hour period. So he'll still be talking from a jail cell. This isn't the last we've heard of Wade Wilson. He still has plenty more up his sleeve. and he's not going to shut up until he has to shut up. So, anyway, guys, another awesome court day with Bougie Gang. I must say, you guys are amazing company. I so enjoyed this with you guys. Um, until we meet again a little bit later. Um, y'all, it's a good thing I got a lot of good rest last night because my energy level is like, shall we just go ahead and react to the Nesto video? She got five, another five off of me. My goodness. Um, yes, let's see. Was he sentenced? I was talking to a coworker. Keonce, girl. Keonce, you missed the good all day long and you just missed the good part? Yes, ma'am. He got the whole death sentence. He's done. He's done, but he still has business. He still has business to handle in the state. So this is not the last we've seen of Sir. Okay. Um, like I said, guys, you guys are so much fun to hang out with. I absolutely love you guys. I could not have thought of a better way to spend the day other than obviously what I did today and what I do every day. Hang out with Bougie Gang, okay? Between Love Lies and Lace Fronts, OSIP, and Real Talk Bougie. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much. You can't believe it. Why that he got the death penalty? I can look, like the judge said, he went home with Christine, choked her out, strangled her, stole her car, went to go see Mila, beat her up, got stopped by a police officer. Well, went to go kill somebody else, go kill Diane, came back, sit outside Joe's Crab Shack, got pulled over by a police officer, fled the police officer, then went I mean, I think he went over to the his friend's graphics. Then he went over um broke in someone's house. Like, you know what I mean? Do you imagine coming home to find out that a damn Wade Wilson was in your house eating out your refrigerator and took a damn shower? The fuck? Violation. Do you imagine? I mean, he was wreaking havoc. He still has a warrant in Broward County, I think they said, right? He still has cases pending in Lee County. Nothing as severe as what he's got going on at the moment, but a lot going on, right? Yeah, he's this is not going to be next week. This is many, many years. It takes at least 10 years for someone to go down because they do get automatic appeals. If you are sentenced to death in most states, and I could be wrong, so correct me, guys. If you are sentenced to death, you have an automatic appeal. That's why, I don't want to say that's why, but the judges and the prosecutors, everybody wants to be as specific, as detailed, as as do their job because everything will be examined upon appeal and one minor loophole could have somebody, but he has so much jail time, he's not going anywhere anytime soon, even if there was um if even if there was a technicality, which it's not going to happen, but they made sure to cross their t's and dot their i's. Does he have to do time before he's unalived? No, he'll never be able to complete his time. He doesn't have to serve all of those sentences and then they put him to death. That would be interesting, right? I don't believe so. I think whenever they pull your ticket, that's when it's done. He knocked over the chair he was sitting in. It fell over when he got up. Wade had the nerve to knock over the chair he was sitting in. Oh, he kind of knocked it back a little bit. Oh, it wasn't him. It was actually the police officer. Hold on. He kind of kicked it back a little bit, but he's in shackles. Hold on.
Court within whatever authority you have to get him to death row.
Want to file and
Yes, sir.
I'll consider it.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
Not from the state judge.
All right, sir. Then, Mr. Wilson, you will be fingerprinted and remanded to the sheriff's department. It'll be held without bond and for transport to the Department of Corrections when it's appropriate. If nothing else, then we're adjourned. And I'll give you your copies.
Yeah, that wasn't him. That was
Original.
the officer.
Shirley or Mr.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. We've been at this all day. Interesting. And yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll be back later. I'll be back later. I'll talk to you guys. I don't want to say a time or anything. Someone clapped in the audience when the death sentence was ordered. Did anyone else catch it? No. I was paying attention to the judge. I didn't hear it. I'm surprised they didn't take them out.
And be sentenced as follows.
So, like they said, these are subject to automatic review by the Florida Supreme Court.
Count 1, first-degree murder of Christine Melton. The defendant is hereby sentenced to death. Count 2, grand theft of a motor vehicle. The defendant is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment in the Florida Department of Corrections. Count 3, battery. The defendant is hereby sentenced to 364 days in the Lee County Jail. Count 4, first-degree murder of Diane Ruiz. The defendant is hereby sentenced to death. Count 5, the burglary of a dwelling. The defendant is hereby sentenced to 15 years imprisonment in the Florida Department of Corrections. Count 6, petty theft. The defendant is hereby sentenced to 364 days in the Lee County Jail. The defendant is given credit for all time served on this case on all counts. All counts are to run concurrent with each other, meaning at the same time. All statutorily mandated fines, fees, and costs as announced on the record are imposed, and the defendant is committed to the custody of the Department of Corrections for execution of this sentence as provided by law. The defendant is hereby notified that these convictions and sentences are subject to automatic review by the Florida Supreme Court. If he cannot afford an attorney to represent him in any appeal, the court will appoint one for him. Are there any other matters to present to the court?
Briefly, Judge, the state would be seeking $17,500 cost of prosecution.
I'm sorry, how much?
$17,500, Judge.
All right. Any objection?
They're like, can we get our bill paid, please? Okay. All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure to hit the thumbs up for me. If you're new here, hit subscribe. Make sure your notifications are set to all. And then last, of course, thumbs it up. Okay. Guys, take care. This was so much fun. Like I said before, no better way to spend my day. Love court watching. Okay. Wade, I don't think we had any surprises here. I don't think anyone thought, you know what I mean? Like whether he got a life sentence or the death penalty, I had no feelings in the matter. I'm just going to be honest. I think either way, the world is a safer place with him behind bars. As long as he can stay in some sort of supermax situation and not bothering us law-abiding citizens from our life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, I don't care what they do with him. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care what they do with him. As long as he is put away and can't put his hands on anybody else, I'm cool with it. So You guys, if you're on the replay, tell me what you think down below. Otherwise, guys, have a wonderful day. And thank you guys for sticking in most of the day with me. See you later, guys. Bye.